Hi, everybody. This is Miss Florida Hot Picks here. I want to clarify a mistake that I made for Missouri. And I want to clarify because I actually put a short out and I had this in the state predictions for the membership. And the mess up still caused two hits to come. However, I want to redo it for Missouri. And also, I thought this would be a great lesson on how I put the predictions for the state specific list. I thought that'd be like a 2-in-1. So you can see how I do that and how you may want to come up with your own list when you see certain things in the 317 rundown. So let me show you what the original rundown that I had. Okay. I had here Missouri May 11th evening as 710. That's incorrect. It should have been 210. My mistake. I'm so sorry. I had here literally when I have rundowns, this means that there could be hits coming straight across. With it mirrored like this, it still gave us 403 and it gave us the hit 706. Again, I so apologize. I'm glad there was two hits out of there. And again, that was my mistake there. So I want to go through and show you a redo of what I would put for the list for Missouri. Okay. So let's go ahead and start back with May 11th evening. The hit was 210. Okay. The first thing I notice when I'm doing this is I look at the left side. I see a pair of mirrors, 8, 3, 3, and 8. Okay. Now along those mirrors, okay, I also see some triples. Do you see them? Okay. Okay. See some triples. So I'm going to highlight those. I see a 444 and a 999. Y'all see that? Okay. So that lets me know, hey, create a list for the upcoming week for Missouri and literally have the hits going straight across and around the vertical. So I want to share with you how I do that, okay? And I'm going to share this to the membership and the public, okay? Because that was a mess up, a mirror error, but I wanted to show you, hey, I make mistakes, but I want to correct it here. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing I do is I look at what's going around the verticals. Look at this 137, or you can read it 731, okay? I'm just going to write down 137. Okay, I'm just going to read them left to right. 137. This 137 can be mirrored to 321. So now I'm going to put down 321. I also see it could be mirrored 182. I'm going to write that down. 182. 182. Okay. There could be others that you may see. I'm just going to stick with those basic ones. The next one I see on the vertical that's a mirror to 137 is a 682. So I'm going to write that down, 682. Then I'm going to go up. I see 876. Okay. And then I see a 637. Okay. All right. Then I'm stopped there. Now, when I look at the numbers that are underneath, I'm going to go ahead and look at those. I see a 751. I'm going to write that down. I see a 765 that's mirrored. You have 567. You have a 706. Nice. And then you have a 562. Okay. Now, I need to look at the 206 because I don't just stay in one area. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and extend this down because I need to see what's here. So I would write down 206 as another mirror option. You got 210. You got 012 running that way. You have a 512. Okay. All right. So you have a few things here. I'm trying to see. Can I do 017? Yes. You all see that? 017, 012. Okay. You can also read it 107, 102. And let me make sure I did that for this one. 657, which we have, a 652. We have that. Okay. So that's using the verticals. Okay. If you think Missouri is using verticals, you may want to stay to those areas. Okay. The other places that I like to check literally for hits, I like to look at everything going straight across. Okay, so that's literally would be the additional numbers. Okay, so I'm looking at you have a 527. Okay, you have your 834 that runs across. You have a 141, a 458. Okay, so if I was to put those in, I would go 527. Those are mirrors. Those could be hot. 527, I'm going to put as mirror 072. You see that running here. Then I'm going to look at 834. I'm going to write that down. And 389. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Doubles. I make sure I split my list up. Doubles 141. I would put that there. Okay. And your 696. Okay. Your triples, if you think triples will hit, the places I like to look at, the triples themselves would be a 444, 999. Because they don't indicate that there, I also put the false trips, 449, 994. Okay. I look for the wing outs as well. Look at that, 772 and 227. Then I'll put the straights, 777, 222. Okay. All right. Now, when it comes to the doubles, if I'm doing a list to try to catch any and everything, not saying that I would play all of those numbers, no. But I would just make sure that I put down some other variables, okay? Like that 141, okay? If I was working off my master list, I would change that to a 191 as well, okay? 696, 646, okay? I would invert them. You see how this 696 could be a 996? I would put that. And like again, don't feel like you have to play all these numbers. I'm just showing you how I put our master list together, just based on a state. And you don't have to do all of that. 441. Okay. And then 991 to mirror it, 446. Okay. So another area to look at that 458. That 458 likes to be mirrored to a 345. I would put that down in case there's something there. And then that 903, I would put 098. Okay. Now, there's a difference in the list. One hit that did come out was the 706. That did play as a 670. That did hit for May 14th evening. Okay. Now I had on here from the list that I had an error when I had the 7. You notice how it changes those to a false trip, and this line of numbers are mirrored. There was a 403 here. Okay. You notice here you don't see a 403. You have the 903, but I don't see a 403. So that one number makes a huge difference, right? And I had the error. The error gave us 2 hits. So what am I trying to tell you? Should you change your 2s and 7s? I don't know. That would be something that you may want to pay attention to. I know I've done that with other states, but I definitely wanted to kind of share, because I get a lot of questions asking, how do I put the prediction list together? And I would literally use a list like this for all states, depending on the date sum number and just other little things. So let's talk about this 670. How could you have pinpointed that this 670 was going to hit? Let's pay attention to that. Okay. So here, again, pay attention to your numbers underneath. So you have a 751 here, right? You have a 567 here. If you look here, you have a 067. It's right here. Okay, 067. Okay, so pay attention to that. Now, here's another thing. 7s may be a thing for you. Okay, I'm noticing in a lot of other states, numbers that are wrapped around the 7. So let's look at this corner here. Let's say we cornered this, right? Let me see if I can do that. Let's say I cornered the 7. I use the 7 as my key digit. Look at that 067 wrapped right around it. Okay. So pay attention to that. Another thing too, pay attention to when you're backtracking, pay attention to a date sum number indicator. This 670, right? Not only did it wrap itself around one of the corner 7s, it's an important key digit for a lot of states. A lot of times, I don't know what's going on. Either the numbers are wrapped around zeros, corners, or 7s. Backtrack, you'll see what I'm talking about with some of you states. I've been doing quite a few videos, and a lot of hits, even for Florida, are wrapped around 7s on the corners. I kid you not. So let's look at the date sum number. The date sum number for May 14th, if we add 5 plus 14, the day in the month, we would get 19, right? The date sum would be 9. Now, your date sum indicator for this chart was the triple itself. Putting y'all onto some game, okay? So whenever you see triples, I want you to make sure you're keeping tabs of them every day. Okay, make a list. You don't have to be that extensive if you don't want to list all your mirrors. But here's the problem: if we didn't list that mirror, if you don't know how to mirror, you would have missed that. Okay. Another key thing, Missouri, pay attention to your 7s. Okay. When you see your triples or false trips, pay attention to the 7s. Hits may be wrapped right around, like that 067 could have been high. 4, 5, 6. I see that, but I also don't see it on my list here. So maybe not that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can actually do that. Let's look at the 7 here. You have a 012. We had a 012. That could have been something, right? That's wrapped around the 7 on the other side. Okay. On that, we also have a 234. I don't have a 234. This is one way that you may want to start looking at the list. So what am I telling? I'm giving y'all some game here. So Missouri, pay attention when you have triples and false triples, okay? Make a little list. The numbers going across could be high. The numbers going around the verticals. But for you guys, your key digit could be the number 7, okay? I would not be surprised about that 210 coming back up. I wouldn't. But just pay attention, and that one goes straight across as well, okay? Look for things that keep on coming, right? So yeah, 076, and what is it? It's wrapped around that key digit 7. Okay. So, and the 9s were actual date sum number indicators. Yeah. So I hope that helps. I apologize for the error, but you know what? I'm learning every day. But yeah, I had down 304 and 670, but because I put the list like that, I'm going to keep it for you guys. But if you want to use the newer list, the updated with the corrected digit of 2 instead of the 7, by all means. Okay. Well, with that said, I hope this helps. I hope it helps, an eye opener when you guys see triples, and no matter what state you're in, to look for those key digits to see what number is wrapping around the hits. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys on the next video.